Good evening, Moira Vera Baisai. Happy Hanukkah. Hanukkah Sameach. Baruch Hashem, we are back with today's Rambam Shir. In connection to today's Shir, I heard something recently, I saw something that has to do with Hanukkah, and it has to do a little bit with what we're learning. That's why I'm going to share it. Tell me what you think about it. Oh, it's a little bit too big. Let's make it smaller, and there you can see. So, basically, what's going on over here? There was an Israeli person who was walking around in Manhattan. He had a backpack. And in his backpack, he had 15 passports. And I don't know how it happened, but he lost his backpack. And so, at the same time, there was a mitzvah tank doing mitzvahim and giving out the menorahs, donuts, making Yidden happy. And suddenly there's a knock on the door. Someone chased him down. The Schwarzer chased him down with a backpack because he recognized the passports. They belonged to a Yid. And he went to the mitzvah tank and he said, "Here's your passports, your backpack," and he gave it to them. And then they recognized and they made some research, and they found who the owners were, and they found the rightful owners, and they gave it to them. All b'schos the mitzvah tank. So let's see if we zoom in over there. Oops, let's zoom into that. Let's see how we zoom in over here. So you see, those are the people over there. Those are the people right there, which I guess the two in the middle, they're the Bachrim, and the people which lost the passport. And here in Hebrew it says, Sipur metoraf, al hashgacha pratit times kver. משפחה ישראלית איבדה תיק עם 15 דרכונים מסמכים חשובים. An Israeli family lost 15 passports and a lot of important documents. גוי שמצא את התיק הזה, זיהה דרכונים, I don't know why I said Schwarzer. גוי שמצא את התיק הזה, זיהה דרכונים, a guy that found, recognized the documents, רדף אחרי טנק מבצעים והחזיר אותו. He chased after the mitzvah tank and he returned it. אחרי מאמצים בהפעלת קשרים, and after making some connections and phone calls, I guess, המשפחה אותרה, they found the family, התיק הוחזר בשמחה, המשפחה סיפרה שהסיפור חיזק אותה באמונה. And family said that the story gave them chizuk and emuna. Okay, let's take this picture away over there. Yeah, very powerful story. How is it connected to what we're learning? Because what we're learning is about documents and verifying documents, looking at documents, knowing if it's true or not. That's what it is, about documents and witnesses. So in the story we have documents, witnesses, people seeing, people remembering, people knowing, phone calls, Chanukah story. Okay. Halacha Aleph, Perek Shmini. מי שחסם על השטר ובוא להוריד על כסף יודי בבייס דין. והכיר כסף יודי שזה הוא בוודאי, אבל אין זכר העדות כלל. Somebody came to Beis Din and he sees a document with his name on it. And he says, "Oh, I remember this document, I remember the signature, everything, but I don't remember what happened over here. I just remember that this is my signature. I don't know the background whatsoever." He doesn't remember anything, what happened in the document. And he's also he's not allowed to witness on this signature. שאין אדם מעיד על הכסף יודי שהוא זה, אלא על המומי שבשטר, הוא מעיד שזה חייב לזה, הוא כסף יודי כדי להזכיר הדבר, אבל אם לא נזכר, לא יעיד. Because the whole purpose of a document, of you testifying on the document, is that you remember what it said there. Basically giving proof that what is said there is accurate. And now, if you don't remember, then you're what's called defeat the whole purpose. The whole purpose is you're testifying on what you see. That's written in the document. Your signature is there to remind you, oh yeah, I remember signing. Okay. So therefore, if you don't remember, you got a problem. You have to remember. Halacha Beis. Okay, so we have a solution, kind of. Either you remember yourself what you signed, maybe it takes some time, but you'll remember. Or someone else will remind you. So you remember you were with us together in Times Square, you remember what happened over there? Oh, now I remember. Okay, good. Even the other witness, if the other witness that's with you reminds you of the story, says, you remember this and this happened, okay, and you remember, and then you remember, that's good. Then you can testify, and that is good. But if the person who is the lender is trying to remind you, he says, "Yeah, do you remember when I gave him the money? Do you remember that?" He says, "Oh yeah, now I remember." Then that's no good. Then you can't testify. Even though then after he remembers it, he can't testify. Why? Because it seems like, depending on how you explain this Rambam, there's a lot of back and forth in how you read this Rambam, but the simple way of reading it is Be'eni Baldin. What is Baldin? The person who wants the money, the lender, if he reminds you, and he's saying, you would think, oh, but you don't remember, but then you remember because he reminded you, then it looks like you're only trying to be nice, saying, yeah, I remember, I really remember. Really in your back of your head, you don't remember, but because he's saying you're trying to be nice, and you're telling him, oh yeah, I remember. So in such a case, it looks like as if it's false. It looks like you're just trying to please this person. You're not trying to say the truth, you're just trying to please him. If you're trying to please him, that's not called testifying truthful. I think Rashi reads in Baldin means the person who, so to speak, owes the money. He looks at it and he says, hey, it looks like you're lying. The guy that wants the money is reminding the witness. Okay, halacha gimel. If the person who's demanding the money, the lender, is a Talmid Chacham, if a Talmid Chacham was the one who lent the money, he says, do you remember when we signed together in Shul? Do you remember that? Then you say, oh yeah, you remind me. Yeah, then you can testify, even though the person who lent the money reminded you. That's good enough. You know why? Because he's a Talmid Chacham, and a Talmid Chacham knows that he wouldn't make you testify unless the fact that you remember. Yeah, but this is a kula. Chacham made a kula. It's a kula that the Chacham made that people should be able to lend money easily, even though you forgot something for many years. Then you're allowed to testify through reminding yourself by seeing on the document. Yeah, halacha dalet. Meaning seeing your name on the document. Halacha dalet. Hoy v'davar kein shtar sheyatz lebeis din avo edav amru ksav edin hu zeh. Av ma'olim lo redanu edu zu ve'einanu zeichin shezeh lava mizeh. Omer chalei negis kayim shtar. Therefore, if the witnesses show up and they say, hey, we see that we recognize this document, we see our name, we recognize our name on this document, but we have a little problem. We don't remember nothing. We don't remember anything. The shtar is not mekuyim in such a case. In such a case, the shtar is not mekuyim, but he is like a deaf person. Ad sheyizkiru eduson, until they remember their testimony. Whoever does not operate a court system like this does not know nothing, the Amma says. Yemina Yismael, right to left, does not know nothing. If a witness shows up and he does not know what was the case that he's testifying, what the relationship between the signature to the document, if he doesn't know, it's garnished, the testifying is worth nothing. Yeah, the David obviously argues with him, but we're going to stick to him right now. Okay. Aval. But if the we're able to verify the document from somewhere else, so if we're able to validate this document, not through the people who signed, we're able to document from people who recognize the signature and they know that somebody else signed. That's also good. Now I'm saying a twisted situation where maybe the original witness. So sorry, let's back up a little bit. If we said there's 5 ways of verifying a document, right? In the past 2 parakim. there's 5 ways. So let's say one of the ways is a different pair of witnesses testifying at this witness on this signature. So if you have a different pair of witnesses verifying this signatures, the original witnesses, the signers, can't say, "Oh, it's not true. This we don't remember," or whatever. They can't say that because we already have proof from somewhere else. And maybe the people who signed are trying to back out, they're trying to back out of the signature. So they're saying, they say we don't remember, because they're trying to disqualify disvalidate this document. They're trying to say as if, oh, we're ktanim, we're apostle, the edus, trying to back out. They're not believed. Yep. If the signers say if somebody else says that I saw the signature, I saw them sign it, but I was a katan, then that's good. Here we're talking about if the signers are trying to say that we signed it when we were ktanim or we're apostle, then it's a problem. So the difference between what we're saying now, what we said in previous halacha. In previous parak, we said someone is coming and saying that he was a katan when he saw the signature. It is fine. He's believed because he's not the one who signed it. Here we're talking about somebody else. Here we're talking about the one who signed it. He's trying to say that he was a katan or apostle eidos, and in such a case, we don't believe him if from somewhere else we managed to prove it. Wow. Maybe rewind the video, watch it a few times, because I went around in circles like this and like this. So okay, but I hope that was clear. Because we can validate the document without them. We could validate any document. Therefore, we don't have to get to the fact and ask the witnesses, do you remember what you signed on? We don't even need them to begin with, because we have 5 other ways to verify, 4 other ways to verify, or 5 other ways. 5 ways without the signature, without the witnesses. Sorry, 5 ways. Since we could verify that the signatures without them. So even if you don't remember, if we verified it with somebody else, we don't need them to remember, because you can verify it without them. Halacha hey, meaning we verified it without them. Halacha hey, echad hakesi v'dusi al shtar oishim motzak ksav etzloi pepin kosev ksav yodei ploini heid oisi ela beyin ploini v'kach v'kach. What happens if somebody looks in his notes, looks in his WhatsApp, and he sees, oh, this guy told me to sign it, isn't this 5 years ago? Oh, he told me to sign his document, and I signed his document, but I don't remember what happened. So what's going on here? If we remembered on what he signed, what was the story, then it's good. He could go and verify and say that this is his signature. If he can't remember, his messages were deleted. Up until then, you only the last message was, you signed this document. That's it. He can't remember. Doesn't remember what was before. He can't remember. Plenty should say, yes, loy, etzel, plenty kach v'kach. V'heid hu, sheish etzel zev, v'hoy neidem, in a davar klum. It's like saying, somebody told you, you remember, you signed, and you said that he owes him and this and this. And so you're hearing it for somebody else. You're not hearing it from me. You're not remembering it on your own. In such a case, you cannot testify, because you're testifying what you heard from somebody else right now. That is today's Perek Shmini. Yesterday's Perek. And hopefully in a few minutes, we're going to go to the next Perek. Thank you very much. Afreilach and Chanukah.